Please, I think I said that right. Make sure our music guys back there. Okay, so everyone can take their seats. We're going to get started. You can kindly have your seats. We're going to get started. We're going to be on a very fixed schedule. My name is Dr. Khadijah Guy. I'm your current council clerk. Then I'm going to ask we have our former, our outgoing council members, Council President Joey Graham, Councilor Gaddison, Jay Gaddison, if she's here, kindly come up to the front. And I'm going to ask our council members, our present council members, to please come up to the front. We have our Mayor, Brandon King, just walking to the building. Councilor Martin is in the building. He's making his way to the front. Councilman Austin, if you're in the building, please come to the front. So what we'd like to do at this point in the program is to acknowledge our outgoing council members. Council President Joey Graham, who's here. I do not see Councilor Jay Gaddison. And I'm going to turn this over to our current Vice President, Councilman Smith and Austin for the acknowledgement for their service.
Oh, wow. Oftentimes we forget that, people that proceed in public service have to be led. And they have to be covered throughout their tour. And for that covering, I want to say glory. Glory to God. Because I want to say thank you to our president for her selfless service and willingness to give a part of herself from her family and her children to come and serve the great people of East Cleveland. Our residents deserve the best. And as our council president, Joey Graham, I want to say thank you. I had the pleasure of, really putting myself through a whole lot of heavy lifting and having someone save my life. And when I ran over to that person, the best I can do was give them a phenomenal hug that my heart said, thank you. And oftentimes that's all we can do, because financially we can't as a city afford to pay her what it was worth based on the benefit that we received as residents. And I'm speaking for myself as a resident. And again, my thank you cannot express how I feel about your service in this place. You have been consistent, you have been very effective, you have made changes that make sense for the future. And without your willingness to sacrifice of yourself, and thank your children for giving you up for the time when they had to, and your job for allowing you to be available to serve the great citizens of this phenomenal city. So Madam President, as humbly as I know how, because if you cannot humble yourself for those that humble themselves for you, how do you live? I came here to serve, not to be served. And for your service, Madam President, again, thank you for serving the city of East Cleveland. Joey and Graham, the City Council President, and the Ward 4 Council Representative, duly elected and highly appreciated and valued. Again, Madam President, thank you.
Well, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm very humbled by this, humbly speaking. You know, it's kind of hard in that position because you have to be able to weigh both sides and sometimes step back and let things happen. You have to realize that as a leader, that with your leadership comes a lot of humbleness. You have to be able to look at every decision you make and stand behind it. So for the incoming council people, I wish you the best of luck. Me no longer being on council or being a council president, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still represent my program, Voice of My People, SOS Save Our Sons. Anytime any of these residents out here need us to come out and clean up, we'll still be out here doing that. I'll still be delivering mail, so I'll still be walking and beating the streets every single day. So God bless our city. I mean, we've taken steps forward, we've taken steps backwards, but one thing I just want to leave us with, to all elected officials, the mayor, anyone that's here, judge, school board, we might not always go straight, but we just got to keep continuing to go forward. So, best of luck. Happy New Year, everyone. God bless. Thank you.
Good evening to the great people of East Cleveland, my neighbors. My name is Councilman Ernest L. Smith. I keep it real brief. I think I made you cry the other night at the council meeting, so I keep this real brief. Thank you for serving the people. Thank you for, first of all, even wanting to serve the people. I admire anyone who wants to do this job. I truly believe that everyone up here, our outgoing, our incoming, our senior member, everyone is up here from the heart. I'm talking about you cry, don't make me cry. So I just say thank you. This is a small token, piece of our appreciation, and we all know that you are not going anywhere. You've been involved before you were appointed to council, and I know that you will be involved long after I'm gone and we all gone as council members. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Councilwoman Terry Gadsden. Thank you, East Cleveland. Sorry about that.
Well, thank you. Like Councilwoman Graham wasn't expecting this. I'm going to keep it brief as well. Councilman Smith, you always make me cry with your kind words. Councilman Austin, has been a pleasure. Councilman Martin, has been a pleasure as well. Dr. Guy, who is a phenomenal council clerk, it's been a pleasure, as well as Councilwoman Graham. It's just been an honor to serve. I'm proud to say that when I came on board, you know, it was a train that was already moving forward. And so me being appointed to council just kind of helped propel that train forward. I'm excited to see all the wonderful things that we have coming up for the city. To the incoming council people, congratulations. I'm very confident that they will do well. And again, to the residents of East Cleveland, thank you for allowing me to serve. I am around. Most of you know me. You have my contact information. Again, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. I was an activist prior to being on council. I will continue to do so. And good night, and I love you all. Thank you.
So now let's get into the festivities. We have the new incoming council people. They're going to be sworn in. Juanita Gowdy from Ward 2 will be sworn in by Judge Gil William Byers.
Councilwoman-elect Bible. I just want to take a moment, and as a judge, I guess I get to steal some liberties that I otherwise wouldn't get. I would normally use the microphone, but I'm the daughter of a preacher, so I don't generally need that. I want say a couple things. First of all, it is so nice to be back home. And moreover, it is so very heartwarming to see a room full of my people who are so invested in their government that you all have committed to being here tonight to see the peaceful transition of your government from one to another. And this is what truly democracies look like. This is the embodiment of a true democracy. To see us go to the polls, to cast our votes, to choose who our leaders are, and to stand by them as they take their oaths of offices and to hold them accountable as they do so. And so indeed it is my honor to be here tonight with each and every one of you, because this too is my community. This is my home. And I'm mighty proud to be here with you all. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you all for having me back home. And thank you for granting me the opportunity to extol upon your councilwoman-elect the oath of office, which I am confident that she will envelop and she will embolden as she steps forward. This is truly my honor, and so I am grateful in being here. For anybody who would ever say what good comes from East Cleveland, I like to remind you I am proof positive that there are diamonds that come from this community. I am not merely an anomaly, but rather I represent all of the greatness that this community has in it. All right. And that I am only one of many who are great out of this very community, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Councilwoman. You're welcome. And so as you place your right hand upon this Bible, raising your left, please repeat after me. And do it loudly, just because I'm a PK and everybody in the back needs to hear it. I state your name.
Juanita Gowdy.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
the Charter
the Charter
and ordinances
and the ordinances
of the City of East Cleveland,
of the City of East Cleveland,
Ohio,
Ohio,
and
and
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
honestly, and
impartially
discharge
discharge
the duties
the duties
of the City Council member
of the City Council member
for Ward 2
for Ward 2
for the City of East Cleveland
for the City of East Cleveland
from 2020
from 2020
to 2024,
for 2024,
a 4-year term
a 4-year term,
to which I have been
for which I have
duly elected.
been duly elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. City of East Cleveland, I give to you your Ward 2 Councilwoman, Juanita Gowdy. Okay, don't go far. We gotta get you to sign this.
You should put autofocus on.
Okay, we'll have Loretta Stevenson, who has been elected for Ward 4. Judge Sheila Turner McCall.
I love microphones. Good evening, everyone. No long speech from me, except to tell you I've known Ms. Stevenson for a very long time. I won't say how long because we look too young. But she is a fantastic woman and you're getting a jewel. I promise you that I know that she's going to give you her best. And that's all we're looking for, correct? All right. Now, we'll take your hand. Repeat after me. I, Corinne Stevenson,
I, Corinne Stevenson,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
Charter and ordinances of the City of East Cleveland,
Charter and ordinances of the City of East Cleveland,
Ohio,
Ohio,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially discharge the duties of the City Council member as a City Council member. That I will impartially discharge the duties
that I will impartially discharge the duties
of the City of East Cleveland Council member
of the City of East Cleveland Council
for Ward 4
for Ward 4
of the City of East Cleveland
of the City of East Cleveland
from 2020
from 2020
to 2024,
to 2024,
a 4-year term
a 4-year
for
term
which I have been elected.
for which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Okay, thank you to the newly elected officials. We'll have they'll be able to say something during the organizational meeting. We are going to move right into that. So will all the council members please take your seats at the table? We have the mayor, she will go over the rules for the election phase.
Is the microphone? I think the microphone.
Testing.
Okay, I want to welcome the new council persons, and I'm sure they'll be very successful. I look forward to working with you, and if you need anything, our office is at 213 City Hall, and our doors are always open. This is the occasion part of the meeting, and in order to put everything in context, I'm just going to read straight from the charter. Section 102 of the charter, organization of council. At 7:30 p.m. Is it 7:30 yet? Are we too early? Okay, well, I'll take up some time reading the rules. Because the meeting doesn't get called to order until the mayor calls it to order. At 7:30 p.m. on the second day of January, following a regular municipal election, or if such day be on Sunday on the day following the incoming council members, as well as council members continuing in office, shall meet at a mutually agreed upon place by the mayor and the council as the legislative body of the city of East Cleveland. You have before you, can I get a hand? The new 2020 legislative body of the city of East Cleveland. The mayor or mayor's designee, the mayor is here. Would you raise your hand, Mayor? Mayor Brandon L. King shall call this meeting and shall preside as temporary chairperson only until all council members have been sworn in and the president of council has been elected. Going to our administrative code in terms of what takes place now. Or next, nominations. Any council member shall be qualified to nominate any other council member or himself or herself for the office of president or vice president, and no second shall be required. The nominations and election of the president shall first be completed before proceeding with the nomination and election of the vice president. After nominations are closed by the mayor, each council member shall orally vote for one of the candidates nominated upon roll call by the mayor, or, if desired, shall vote by ballot. If a motion is adopted by a majority of the council members directing election by ballot, each council member shall vote in each election or runoff election upon roll call or by balloting, if adopted by motion. Voting. Upon voting, after nominations, or upon a final runoff election, any candidate receiving 3 or more votes in such election or final runoff election for council president or vice president shall thereby be elected and appointed to the respective office. Where upon voting there are more than 2 candidates and no single candidate receives 3 votes, a final runoff election shall be conducted between the 2 council members receiving 2 votes. Where upon voting there are more than 2 candidates, no single candidate receives 3 votes, and only 1 candidate receives 2 votes, there shall first be a preliminary runoff election among or between the candidates receiving only 1 vote, and a final runoff election shall then be conducted between the candidate receiving the most votes. In other words, the person with 3 votes wins. Okay? Okay, and at this time, we're going to have the new council people speak.
So we're going to so we have a few minutes before the start of the meeting. We'll allow the new council members to say a few words.
Hello, my name is Juanita Gowdy, Councilwoman for Ward 2. I thank each and every one of you for coming out. I even thank you for even voting for me. Even if you didn't vote for me, I still want to be your councilwoman, because I know it's very important to run the city and have a good for the city, and knowing that you're going to take power, time, and effort to move forward. And I thank each and every one of you that is here, and those who couldn't come, wanted to come. I'm going to just pray that we can see each other in the future. Also, I want to thank some special people, and all y'all are special, but we ran a campaign, I'm telling you. And I thank and praise God for my husband. He really stuck by me 100%. He was my friend when and I love you. We've been married for over 23 years. And I'm not tired yet. You got He knew how to run 2 campaigns. 2. Believe it or not, he ran 2 campaigns. And we helped each other to get where we need to be today. And I just thank and praise each and every one of you for having hope for the city and the vision for this city to move forward. Thank each and every one, even the mayor and each and every one of my colleagues. Thank you. And my family. Thank you. How much time?
2 seconds.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Corinne Stevenson, and I am a council person for Ward 4. Some of you may have seen me already, because I've been running around Ward 4, looking at things, looking around. And for those of you who haven't seen me, you will see me. And I'm sure you may get sick of seeing me. But I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. And I look forward to working with this illustrious group here as my council members also. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you, the mayor, the administration. I'd like to thank my family for being here. The ones of you who made it, I see some of the people that I used to work with a long time ago, and I'd like to thank them for coming. Have a good evening. Okay, without further ado, we'll start the official meeting with the mayor's call to order.
Hello, Ms. Cleveland.
Hi, Mayor.
Mayor Brandon King, I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. Such a cold night. Happy New Year. Happy holidays and all that. I'd like to congratulate and welcome our new council class of 2020. Our Ward 4 rep, Corinne Stevens, congratulations. And our Ward 2 rep, Juanita Gallo, congratulations. If you don't mind, we got a couple minutes left, so I would like to thank our outgoing councilors, Council Che Gaddison, who took over for the vacated seat in 2. Thank you for the time served in filling that seat. And of course, Council President, former Council President, Joey Graham in Ward 4, who together made an amazing council. And we often talk about how much we were able to accomplish throughout that council class. I am optimistic and looking forward to working with this new council and getting even more done, moving this city even further ahead. So thank you. We got 2 minutes. We'll keep it by the book.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Joey Graham, the stabilizer. Give her a round of applause. Che Gaddison, the organizer. We got 2 powerful figures here. I wish you well. Thank you for serving. Please stay involved. God be with you. Thank you.
I just want to personally thank former
Council President Joey Graham. Working with her was a pleasure. Bounced ideas off each other. I was happy to work with her. Council Gaddison, she worked my nerves, but we got stuff together. So I really appreciate these two women, and I just want to say thank you so much for everything you did for me as your clerk. So I wish you well, and Godspeed.
Okay, before we get started, thank our great law director, Will Emmons, for going over the charter. Give a round of applause, that would be great. Thank you. One more time, we are at 7:30. Now I call to order the organizational meeting. It is January 2nd, 2020. Time is 7:30. We will do verbal votes, and we will go in the order in which you are seated, beginning with to my right. Yes, let's do a roll call first.
Council Martin.
Present.
Council Austin.
Present.
Thank you, Council Clerk. I will now accept nominations for President of City Council. Okay, we have one nomination. Any other nominations for the President of City Council of East Cleveland? You'd like to nominate Daniel Martin for Council President of East Cleveland. Any other nominations for Council President? Going once, going twice, gone. So we have two nominations, Ernest Smith and Nathaniel Martin. We will now take a vote, a verbal vote. We will start with Councilwoman Stevens. You're voting for Council President, either Ernest Smith or Nathaniel Martin. Councilman Martin. Councilwoman Austin. Councilwoman Gowdy. Councilman Smith. Residents of East Cleveland, Council, Lords of East Cleveland, we have a winner by a 3-2 vote for our new Council President, Ernest L. Smith. I will now pass the gavel as Council has the President. Congratulations. Former Vice President, now President. This is your proper seat. Here we go. Okay, I'll walk it down. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you to my colleagues. Most importantly, thank you to the great people of East Cleveland. We will now entertain a motion to elect the new Vice President. We have one for Councilwoman Diane Stevens, one for Councilman Nate Martin. Are there any more nominations? Seeing no more nominations, Dr. Guy, can you call the roll for the vote, please? No, I know how to call the roll. Grant Stevens? Councilwoman Stevens, can you call the vote? That's one for Councilwoman Stevens, Councilman Martin. One for Councilman Martin, Councilman Austin. Two for Councilwoman Stevens, Councilwoman Gowdy. Two for Nathaniel Martin. I nominate vote for Grant Stevens, Vice President, City Council. Thank you all very much. Next we have remarks of public limited. I know we in a laid back atmosphere, so I'm not going to say anything about the time. Pretty sure there should be anything to complain about tonight. Any remarks of the public?
Congratulations on Justin Anderson on 4406 Terrace Road. Congratulations to the newly elected council members. I think that most of you will do a good job at getting some things done. Remember that this council seat is not for you to only go out and pick up trash and clean out the catch basins from your yard and different things like that around the community, but you are here to legislate, appropriate, and allocate. So if you're not writing legislation, I don't know what you're up here for. We need legislation written, different things like the speed limit on Euclid Avenue. Someone just was killed a few days ago because cars were flying up and down the street at 50 miles an hour plus. And there's no lights, it's a freeway now. So those are some of the things that you can do to make Euclid Avenue safer by writing legislation for that. And many other things. We got a lot to work on here in the city. So I hope that you all are prepared to write some meaningful, powerful legislation. Thank you.
Hi, so Paris King, 1857 Roslyn. I'm just trying to understand. So you guys been like in the council for how long? I'm trying to understand because the streets is terrible. East Cleveland is just terrible. You guys say that we improved, but we really not. It's just terrible. So you being the president, you being the vice president now, do something. Something needs to be done. And not just laughter and playing around, because it's not a joke when you gotta roll through potholes and go around them and the school systems are the way that they are. That's not a joke. It's not funny. So if you're gonna get into the role, please get into it and do right.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Happy New Year to everyone. Congratulations on the new promotions. I'm looking for a turnaround in this city. And I don't mean just turning pages. I don't mean just turning pens and paper. I'm looking for a turnaround. I'm Reverend Pamela, and I'm Pinckney Butts for those of you who don't know me in the room. And I am a presidential candidate for the United States of America for 2020, a former resident of the city of East Cleveland. When East Cleveland was predominantly a white community. And the people who are in this room now were not here. I'd like to know, and I'd like to have the vision written and made plain to the public of what you would like to do. I've seen the work that you all done in the past. I do know what you do. We're not going to have a fighting and a boxing match in this new season. And I'm looking forward to some great and marvelous things taking place in the city of East Cleveland is being restored. And as Gladys Walcott said, we can talk about the bad, but there's a lot of good things in the city. I'm looking forward to you doing more, better, greater, deeper, and to taking the people much higher. God bless you.
Shirley Fitzpatrick, 1884 Hillside. I would like to congratulate the two young ladies, powerful black women that are on the council now. And I'm hoping that with new energy, there will be more conversations, constructive conversations, and not just bowing down to anything that anybody says. Everybody that has their own opinion. So, off of that, I would like to talk about the street lights for a minute. I don't think the community knew that all the street lights, about 85% of the street lights are gone. I don't think the citizens, maybe the citizens that are on the news cable, East Cleveland news cable, maybe they knew about it. But flyers go around East Cleveland about all kind of crap. But nobody got a flyer about all these street lights being taken down. I don't understand, if this has been going on for 5 years, when the state finally decided to do it, while the council didn't have in place with the state putting up street signs, better lighting, this young lady should not have died. We have been talking about this for weeks. I don't understand why the mayor didn't step out, or why we didn't see the mayor when the first young lady got ran down by the police. I don't understand why different police precincts can come in East Cleveland. I don't understand why the mayor didn't give his people confidence that this wouldn't happen again. Why wasn't he on a news conference giving us assurance that we can walk up and down the street in broad daylight without our kids being killed? And then let's talk about the young lady who just got hit, the mother of 7, who could not walk the streets because cars are going up and down the street 50 and 60 miles an hour because there's no signage for street lights or for speed limits. Don't understand that. I don't understand why all the lights are gone. It's bad enough we don't have street lights on the streets. Now we don't have stop lights on the street. We don't have traffic lights. Like was said, it's the least of these. They don't care about East Cleveland, and most of the council and the mayor, I don't believe, care about East Cleveland. It's all about what they want to do for what they want to do, but it's not for the citizens. And we should be pissed, highly pissed about what's going on in this city. Police cars coming in and killing people, that is not acceptable.
My name is Ronald Massey. I just want to stand up here tonight and say congratulations to everybody that did get accepted to council and the ones that got to remain in their seats. I don't want to bash anybody or anything like that. I truly myself do see the improvement. I used to live in East Cleveland since 2009. Improvement doesn't happen overnight. You know, there's things that we want to see done, but they just don't happen the way that we want to. I work for a company called USIC, and all day, every day, you know, I work in different cities, Pepper Pike, Gates Mills. There's things that those citizens want done in their cities, but they take time. You know, there's legislation that has to be passed, and things that have to be approved by our council, and sometimes by the state. You know, my most important thing that I ask for from our council members and from our citizens, that we crack down on our police. You know, we literally have to stop allowing our police to think that this is Boys Town. This is not the Wild Wild West. These police officers do not have the rights to just pull people out of their vehicles without doing the proper steps that it takes and following that legislation. Just like you guys are sworn in tonight, those police officers are sworn in to follow the U.S. Constitution as well. And we have more rights and control than they do. But I think it's important that you guys as our council members and our leaders of this community dialogue that to our citizens and let them know that, hey, you have the right to ask why you're being pulled over. You have the right to say, no, get your sergeant down here. No, I'm not stepping out of the car because police are out here shooting men the color of me. I had an incident that happened this summer, and I came and explained it to the council, and I appreciate you guys' insistence in that. You know, but I just think that it's a shame that this is a predominantly black community, but we got these white officers in here with their haircuts and they represent exactly what they're standing on. And that's abusing the people in this community. They take our taxpayer dollars and they take them back to Solon, Bedford, or whatever community that they live in, and they invest them for their kids to go to better schools and better education. You know, I heard you guys say one time that you guys are trying to hire more black police officers and make a difference in that, but I think that maybe we need to evaluate the tests that we're using to accept these black police officers into our community. Because all the black police officers that I deal with outside of levels, they got respect, they know how to talk to people, and they ain't out here just trying to abuse you just because you're doing the wrong thing, because all of us, you know, can speak and say that all of us do wrong things. None of us in here are perfect. None of us are walking on a silver lining. So I just ask you guys as my council members to crack down on our police. I understand that they're in a union, but unions have rules and regulations that they have to follow as well. And if these police officers won't follow our rules, then we need to put them out of our city.
Good evening. My name is Barbara J. Thomas, former councilwoman for Ward 2. I want to congratulate the individuals that was awarded your position today. And like the other lady said, 2 powerful women, 2 black women. My thing is that I served this city for 17 long years. I didn't know how long it was because I'm just doing a job. But it takes more than 1. It takes 5. And it takes minds pulling together. It's also a matter of what you can do and what you can't do. There's laws that says you can, and there's laws that says you can't. Sometimes you want to do something, but you run smack dab into a brick wall. I could come up here and complain and tell you all the things that were supposed to be done and wasn't done. But I have great expectations now that I'm not sitting in that seat, but I'm still a resident.
That's right.
Of more than 50-some odd years. And I'm looking for all of it, not just 1, not just 2 powerful women, but 4 black men. One that includes a black mayor that's supposed to be doing his job. And if he ain't doing his job, then the next time around, you all know what to do. And if these 2 powerful black women don't do their job, don't let them stay in there 8 and 9 years. Get them up and get them out. I love my city. I'm going to be here, and I'm back in the street, and I'm fighting, because I've always been fighting. I got 2 judges over there. One is from East Cleveland. Hopefully, we take care of that situation. But I want the mayor to know I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to do it my job. My job as a resident is to see that you all do your job. I am Barbara J. Thomas, former councilwoman from Ward 2, of which Ms. Gowdy has been elected. So I expect great things from Ms. Gowdy. She knows what I expect. And the council president, I expect more from you because you're supposed to be the powerhouse over the whole thing. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you to my council president. Good evening, council. Good evening, residents of East Cleveland. My name is Mansell Baker. I'm a former councilman of Ward 4. I'm happy to see, thank you for the clap. I'm happy to see that we have a new council person, and to the outgoing council person, thank you. To our newly elected Ward 2 council person, congratulations. To our council president and our newly elected council vice president, congratulations to you as well. I want to state that I am hopeful and I am more or less supportive of the direction that you guys will choose to go. To whom much is given, much is required. Abide by the rules of council, abide by the statutes of the city, and do the will of the residents. The residents, as I said when I was a member of council, they are the bosses. And so as they see fit to, work their hand through you guys, you must do the work that they're asking you to do. I am running also for county councilman, District 10, so I hope to still represent you and make sure that our city is still well taken care of, because there is a lot of priorities, Mr. Mayor, council, there are a lot of priorities for our city. And we must do the work. We must work together in order to push this city forward. There are so many people out here counting on us. There are so many people watching us from abroad. And they are hoping that we do the right thing to rebound our city. I will forever be a son of this community. I will forever be an alumnus of our institution here, our school system. And I have pride in what I do. I have pride in serving, and I have not stopped serving since I left office. And so to you again, congratulations. To the residents, we're going to hold you to a higher esteem to do right by the city of East Cleveland. Thank you. Thank you.
Since everyone is saying they are former councilman, I'm former Councilman O'Mays, served the city for 10 years, and prior to that, I was serving the city and still serving the city in elected. I would like to felicitate Council Person Gowdy and Council Stevens on your election and being sworn in as council person. Welcome you as the council person. Also like to felicitate your chosen president, Mr. Smith, as well as Vice President Stevens. Now I've got all of those felicitations out of the way, so I'll move forward. There is great problems facing this city, and you council has a responsibility. Your job is to legislate, appropriate, and authorize the administration to correct some of the flaws that is in this city. One, I will articulate some previous speaker said in reference to. During my tenure on council, OSHA came to remove the lights on Euclid Avenue. During my tenure, we said no, because of the fact we represent the people. It is our responsibility to see that the city is safe and the citizens of the city is safe. That is the responsibility as an elected official. Now, here, Cleveland came in twice and killed people in our city. Now, what do we do about it? Practically nothing. Here's a young lady that was just killed a few days ago. Her funeral, I understand, is on Saturday. It's tragedy, and the lady just got killed on Euclid Avenue trying to cross the street. No lights. That is the responsibility of the city of East Cleveland to see and to protect the citizens of the city of East Cleveland. You have that authority. So don't let no one say you do not have that authority. You do have that authority. As a council person, as the mayor of the city, we are a home rule city. And that means that we legislate, make laws, and other communities have to expect them. I'm speaking to, I'm dressing, I'm standing this way, excuse me. I'm dressing, I'm gonna stand where I'm standing. I am doing it right. I am doing it right. So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, that this council has a job, and for the new people coming in, there's a job facing you. Then there is no lights on Rockford, Milo's, Rosemont, Terrace, Rosedale, other. And I've been for Rosemont and Rockford and Van Buren, it's been over a year or two. And still no lights there. And I have stood before some of these council members sitting here and the administration and I articulated that. And nothing has been done. You cannot, and I'll say this, and I'm gonna yield. You cannot pick and choose what area of the city. You represent the entire city. And not picking and choosing where you want to put lights and put this or that or the other. Now, if we know Euclid Avenue is a county road, but Hayton is not a county road. Hayton is not a county road. Lights are down on Hayton. And some of them right by the schools, where they have to cross the street. And Kirk Middle School is where the kids come down Milo's and cross Euclid Avenue. Now they tell me somebody is not concerned about our future. Or the people in the city. They are older people. They are people in wheelchairs. They kind of get across the street. I want you to hear me tonight, and I want you to do something about it. If not, we will do something.
You ain't got no school guards.
Oh, no school guards. That's a good one.
How y'all doing? My name is Walter Milton C. I'm the founder of Voice for My People, SOS Save Our Sons. I just want to congratulate everybody. Ernest, Corinne Stevens, on y'all new positions. I want to congratulate everybody, but listen, at the end of the day, we got to think about it. We all got to pull together, work together. And y'all got to remember one thing, I will be watching.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the whole community standing behind me.
Oh, yeah.
So do your jobs, or I'm coming for you.
All right.
I bring you greetings, congratulations to the new council people on there. First, I want to comment on these lights here. I was down at the county, and I do investigations behind the scenes. I understand that you're going to get new tax bills here. You already done received them. If you haven't, it's probably in the mail. They put additional $35 to $40 on your bill. That was attached to the lights, all that for you to pay for it. Now, I don't know if the citizens know that or not. I've been in this community for 53 years, a homeowner. I think we have the right to know about lights. We should have a right to know what about additional tax. All right? Donald Trump is not here. We're dealing with the people of our color. Now, we should be able to rule our city. I want to say that I will be working close with Ms. Stevenson, councilwoman, very close. But what I'm concerned about is the money. Follow the money where it is. Now, we need to know why the county is going back and sending out additional tax bills. I don't know if you know that, but it is. I am disappointed with some of the council people that's still there. You eat on the people like you eat on bread. It's a shake it up coming for 2020. This thing ain't gonna stay the same. Some of y'all gonna be moved out. And like I said, if we have to cut down council to 3 people, we'll do that. We need your help. You don't need ours. We need yours. We put you there to do your job, whether we show up or not. You're supposed to do the right thing. Now, I want the council, the mayor, the vice president, president, look into this tax bill for the people, the owners. They don't know. Some people don't read their bills. I do. I'm detailed. So what I'm saying is, do your job. We up here every day arguing with you. Half of you don't read. You don't. You don't. And that's why education is important. And that's how we treat it. You know. So I'm just saying, the Angels is busy. We're going to get a shake-up between January and March. Believe me. Believe me. And I want to congratulate Miss Gowdy, and congratulate you, Miss Stevenson. You in my neighborhood. I'll be working with you. Okay then? And be blessed. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Yvonne Conwell, and I stand here representing National Congress of Black Women Greater Cleveland Chapter. And I wanted to bring well wishes and congratulations to the new council on behalf of your county council representative, Cheryl Stevens, who was unable to be here this evening. She is out of town on a family matter. So again, congratulations.
Good evening, Council of East Cleveland, City of East Cleveland, and Mayor. My name is Mary Ann Harris, 2195 Lee Boulevard. I have served in this city as a school board member for 24 years, and that ended in 2004. But I have attended city council meetings, and we are looking for city council this year, the next few years, work more together. Work on behalf of the children, of the residents of this city. Advocate for them, not for anyone else. Work on legislation to do something about the lights, and work for all of us. And working for all of us, you're working for yourself. Thank you.
In the Creator's name, and being president of Black on Black Crime Incorporated, coming from a city like Cleveland, Ohio, where you cannot have public participation at council meetings and county council meetings and others, it's only 3 minutes. I would like to take at least 2 minutes and 25 seconds of my time to at least have 10-second moment of silence for the lady who lost her life crossing the intersection the past Monday evening. Thank you. With about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, I would like to say, before I deal with city council or the mayor, I would like to at least say one thing that outgoing president of council, Joy Graham, said that made a lot of sense. She made a statement a few years back that spoke on protesting without dealing with legislation is pointless.
That's true.
Dealing with the red light, speed light cameras in Cleveland, Ohio, we had to use legislation. I don't have to really deal with the city council or the current mayor because you all have benefited from the fact that when the people protested, they went out and did legislation to do something that's historic that the rest of the country should look at very seriously, which was they removed a sitting mayor and a sitting president of city council. So with about 90 seconds left, I wonder what a lot of you all, as you think about it, will do to not have a third time when you have an occupying police force from Cleveland go straight through the barriers into East Cleveland and take another life. Because had that been dealt with the first time, we wouldn't have had a 13-year-old youth lose their life, as well as a police officer
who did something that other officers could have at least made the attempt to do, and that's to save a life. So with about 1 minute and 20-something odd seconds left, like I said before, remember something. Joy Graham was right. You all have benefited in the city of East Cleveland. I have a lot of pride in that city because I know the residents showed their love and would do the same thing again. Creator bless.
Jacqueline Woodrum, I would like to first congratulate Apostle Juanita Gowdy and Corinne Stevenson. Congratulations. Congratulations, Ernest Smith, on your new appointment, and Corinne Stevens on yours. I would just like to say that I'm looking forward to seeing this new body. Please don't make no backyard behind the door deals. Please look out for not your agenda or your friends, but the agenda for the whole city of East Cleveland. That young girl that I'm getting ready to have her service was at the school that I'm at, Superior Elementary School. And I want to thank you, Apostle Juanita Gowdy, Councilwoman, for adopting Superior Elementary School. She has adopted our school. So I know she, along with Dr. Judge Keaton and Dr. Wright, school board members. Yes, thank you. My heart is just sad by that young little girl. She didn't get a chance to graduate, decide what she wanted to do or anything. We need to get this legislation so that they'll stop, because they wouldn't have did that in Pepper Pike and North Olmsted and Berea, all those places. So I'm calling on you black brothers, get some backbone. Get some backbone and do what's right. Because we black women have been told in the fort for centuries. It's time to step up and do the right thing and stop all this bickering amongst each other and get the job done. Or like our brother said, you get replaced too. Thank you.
Thank you, residents. At this time, we'll have the comments from the mayor and council.
Thank you, Council Clerk. Be remiss if I didn't once again extend my condolences to the families relative of the two who were just lost their lives in our city. Try to keep my remarks brief. We heard a lot tonight from a lot of people who unfortunately have not been to either your neighborhood group meetings or other city council meetings, or you don't have Channel 9. So let me apologize for that and then tell you that a lot of great things are happening in the city. The legislation for the lights, someone mentioned it, goes back about 7 years. That grant was given to the city. We were fortunate enough to execute it once I became mayor. So we have looked at it, and many people on council know we sent the Department of Transportation out twice to do the study again. And they told us what lights were coming down. We are working on some sort of a newsletter or maybe internet for a newsletter, because it was mentioned, and you're right, we don't get that information out. Unfortunately, when it's campaign season, you get smut. So we'll keep working with that. And with that, I'd like to ask you all, get involved and stay involved. Please, we need you. Visioning. Cleveland State is working on our visioning plan now. Many of you have been contacted. I was, and I know everyone on council has been. We are rebuilding East Cleveland together, and we need your input because it is our vision for our city. So stay tuned for that, as we will be doing charrettes when the weather breaks, gets a little warmer, in which we'll, maybe at the library, or maybe even here, get the residents out to then voice what they would like to see for the future of East Cleveland. Glad you mentioned that, because the lights are on order. As you know, as I mentioned before, the lights take about 12 weeks to manufacture. They're not just sitting around somewhere. We ordered them somewhere in November after we passed the legislation. We had issues getting legislation across the hurdle. However, we did pass them, they were ordered, and they should be here February, is what I'm told. And then, of course, I'll ask you to be patient as we put the lights up. Yes, there's been a number of issues and a number of questions regarding police. We do have sensitivity training coming from a world-renowned speaker in sensitivity. A doctor, he's over at Cleveland State, but we are working on that. I would encourage you, as we've said before, if you personally or if you know someone who is interested, please have them apply. Police and fire across the state, there's a lack of African Americans applying for police and fire across the state. So it's not just in East Cleveland. And finally, I will mention we do have legislation that has been tabled, and we will be getting back to that legislation to slow traffic down on Euclid Avenue. And from our last meeting, we have ordered, some of you have been down Euclid in the Case area, where they have buttons you can push for pedestrians across the street, and then the yellow light, so that has been ordered. All right, so that is coming. We will get that up as soon as possible. Council President, my congratulations again, everybody newly elected and President. If you have no questions or concerns of me, that concludes my remarks. As always, I'll be around after this is over in case anyone has any further questions or concerns.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilwoman Stevenson.
I guess I must tell you that it's my plan to do the best job that I can do. And in doing that, I plan to work with the residents, work with the administration, work with the council to get some things done. I'm very familiar with the fact that the council writes legislation and appropriates for the city. I've had an opportunity over the last 12 years to look into some of the council's legislation and ordinances and the governing factors in the charter. As many of you know, our charter is, I think, 53 years old. So that's where I'll be looking to start, because we have to update things. I mean, this is 2020. We can't continue to operate in the 19th century. And so we need to bring it forward. And I like moving forward. I can't stand still, and I'm not a stagnant person. I'm going to work and I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to call on some of you from time to help us out. Like I said earlier, you'll see me around. Some of you have already seen me around. And I plan to be around and accessible, a lot more accessible. And sometimes that's a problem with the council members. I don't have a job that I have to go to every day. I'm retired. So I can come to the council and do what I need to do on a regular basis. Thank you.
I rise to speak. I'm going to share some things that may rattle you. I've been on council now 26 years. I'm the longest serving councilman in the history of East Cleveland because you placed me there and you feel comfortable about what I do, how I move, and my humility. I'm going to tell you the detriments of any leadership. I'm going to share that with you now. Ambition, an ardent desire for rank, fame, and power. There ain't no fame and no power here. It's a bunch of challenges. Ego, that's self-esteem, thinking all that in the bag of chips. But ego also is easing God out. We need God in this game. We need them bad. You have a responsibility. You come here with hopes and dreams, but it's one thing that you can do, and I say this all the time, that makes a difference in politics, and that's your right to vote. When we look at our history here, Brandon King, our voting situation needs to be improved. If you complain, you have the right to do that, but you don't vote, you're just a bunch of hot air. So talk to yourself and talk to your neighbors about that, because it's crucial. Voting is where it stops. If we're going to get rid of Trump, it ain't going to be about a whole lot of talk. It's going to be about voting, okay? And our voting numbers need to be a whole lot better with the history we have in this country, from chattel slavery to what we do now. Thank you. Here are some things that must be done. First of all, I want to thank the mayor, Brandon King, for his leadership. The previous mayor didn't hardly come to the council meetings. This particular mayor is trying. It's a tough job. Give a round of applause, please. Now, you may not like this, but I'm going to put this in there too, because I've tried to get this legislated, but there's two things I'm going to talk to you about. One is, being a mayor is a full-time job. In East Cleveland, it's a challenging job with all kinds of problems. Also, the council. Ernest Smith will tell you, our new president, that it ain't no part-time. He get calls all night and all day. The council has not had a raise in 30 years. The mayor has not had a raise in 30 years. That's got to change. $40,000 now, $4,500 a year. That's no money. You've got to deal with that in order to get quality people to run for these offices. I'm going to deal with that again this year. Another thing, and we've talked about this, but I'm hoping that we implement this year, and that is charter members. Someone talked about that. The charter is old. The mayor has a role in that. We have a role in that. But we have to get together a charter commission to change and look at the charter. Those are things that move us in the right direction. Just recently, and this broke my heart, but I'm a praying person and I got through it. The mayor, the police chief, we dealt with this thing for 2 to 3 months, and that was to decrease the speed limit on Euclid. We met on it. We met on it for many, many times. Sometimes we had a quorum, sometimes we didn't. We still discussed it. A week ago, when it's time to take a vote, I couldn't get a second on it. And I said there, I want you to hear this. I said there, there's going to be a tragedy. I didn't know it was going to happen that soon. Her name was Tara. She had 7 kids, and she got hit by a car. There was no reason at all that we didn't vote on that legislation. 2530, we talked about it too many times. But everything comes full circle because God works in mysterious ways. Serving in these seats are not easy. It's not easy. It's a challenge always. All the years that I've been here, I'm always learning and trying all the time. You have a role. The mayor talked about, have you been to a council meeting? Have you been to a community meeting? You have to step it up. Your kids, are you telling your kids that government is vitally important? Are they civically involved in the civics in school? All of that prepares them for the new leadership. I won't be here too much longer. Some of these won't be here too. Our kids are going to step up. They play a role. You play a role. Now, how has Nathaniel Martin been here so long? What tools have I used, Brandon King, Ernest Smith, Dr. Khadijah God, to make me stay in this game? I'm going to give you the tools that work for me. These tools have no mastery, but there's something that you work on all the time. These are the tools. Here it comes. Humility. To be humble. No one knows it all. No one ever knows it all. Moses was reluctant in the leadership to be humble. That's what's sustaining me. Humility. And I share this with all the people up here because I have the experience. Number 2, compassion. Compassion. To care. I do this because I care about you and I care about people. But God patience. Oh, we've been at this a long, long time, Brandon. Things are getting better. But it has to be patience, but with patience comes participation and waiting, like you wait in a line at the grocery store, like you wait in a line when you go to the bank. Patience is what you got to have this. Number 4, kindness. And this affects all of you here. Treating each other with dignity and respect. If we don't do that, we don't get anywhere. Point your finger at yourself before you point your finger at someone else. Work on yourself before you're working on other people. If we don't have that, we have nothing. And lastly, the last principle that I use, and I've been using this for all these years I've been up here, is self-control. They call me a dog. They call me names. They tell me they're jumping away. They want to stab me in the back. I'm this, I'm that. Well, I have to sprint that stuff off me, baby. I have to be strong about this. So self-control, without that I can't make it up here or anywhere. So when you're serving, you need those principles. You need that basic to sustain you. We have a lot to do. We're not going to do it all. Why? Because we're flawed. We're not perfect. We're flawed. But we do the best we can. So pray for us. Help us. I have spoken. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think I'm all right to speak today.
Yeah, please do.
I have a heavy heart today because I don't know that the officer that was involved with the young Mia losing her life. And what that told me is that this person didn't just go to work every day and not care what happens on the job. She had tremendous care for what happens during her day. Some of the things that happens during our adult days, they stick with us. They stick with us. And phenomenal gratitude and appreciation for the families that lost residents in this great city. My condolences go out from my heart. To all the residents that are here, we got a lot of work to do. And I keep on making mention that if we all do the work that we are expected to do and some, the number of problems that we have at the end of the day gets smaller and smaller and smaller. To those things that plague our community actually disappear. Your integrity and your effort will become your power and the fuel that is required to move our city in the direction that we want it to go. So we can realize the things that we want to realize in our community. A lot of things start at home. You see, looking at our children, whether they're young babies or adult children like mine, start doing that work. Or go back to the basics, if you will. Nothing is routine. You see, don't take it for granted. Get focused again. Charge yourself. Make yourself responsible. I got a couple of notes, and I was sitting here kind of going over how can I be more committed to the residents of this great city. I said, okay, I'm going to pay out of my pocket for some solar-powered lights and a couple of crosswalks, and we're going to have to see if that actually would be a great benefit to our residents. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to pay for it out of my pocket. You can hold me to that. Volunteer crossing guards. Somebody may mention, well, we don't have a crossing guard, but the mayor just got some money, and we're going to see how we're going to implement that service to the community. And what I'm talking about is the money to make sure that our safe passage to school for our children is actually put in place as soon as possible. So we're working on the process for realizing those dollars in a way we can actually use it. So there is things that are in the works. They're not overnight, but they are in the works. So Mayor, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Leadership is the ability to lead by not only by your word, by your example. You don't have to tell me you're my leader. You lead like it. You know, you get up and you move in a way that's acceptable and reasonable for all of us to follow. The ability to influence others to accomplish their mission, that's leadership. You see, not because you can go out and knock it all down yourself. It's the ability to influence somebody else. You know we need this. I'm gonna need us to all get out there and do it. Not only you holding the sign or you moving the trash bag yourself, inspire somebody today. The Department of Transportation getting a bad rep. Some things were said about what they gonna do. It was not. Those are not the facts. They came in to survey our city for safety over 7 years ago. They came back and said, you know what? There's some things that we can do better. You know, there's some airflow or some traffic flow that doesn't make sense. I didn't like stopping in front of City Hall 3 times. But the RTA said they were going to step in and put some light, not where we wanted necessarily, but at Beersford is where we wanted. However, they're going to put it on the other corner. You know, so, you know, it's not comfortable, but it's a step in the right direction by one of our corporate partners that I do have exceptional appreciation for. And they're not just going to resurface Ohio Department of Transportation, is going to resurface Euclid Avenue as well as Superior Avenue, at no cost to you. So, and they deserve something. The school board, somebody said something about we should do more to control the school board, help the school. We will do in many partnerships that the autonomous school board will allow. That means they have another resource that provides them their funding, pays their teachers, contracting and so on and so forth, not under the mayor. And there's a relationship, which I'm very happy to say that, you know, there is a good relationship with the current CEO. However, the school board is an autonomous body that governs and you know, they answer to it because they take care of our babies. But they're an autonomous body. New street signs. Did anybody notice the new street signs on every corner just about in the whole city? The little saying where you are in the city. There are a lot of the lights that have been removed have been replaced with stop signs. And we personally charged the mayor again with giving us some new crosswalks. And when I said don't use no cheap paint, don't use reflectors that do not reflect, use the stuff that we need to make sure that our babies are safe when they're in the crosswalk. The chief of police was here earlier. Where is he right now? The acting chief of police, can you call him in here? Give me 1 second, one additional second, please. Come up front, sir. Come up front, sir. Come on up front, please. This is your acting chief of police. He don't have to be here. He came here because he cared enough to hear what you have as your concern. There's opportunities for us in the community that we don't take advantage of. We got the chief of police right here. What you do does matter to us. Scott Gardner, Commander, or now acting chief of police Gardner in our great city. So what I want to tell you is that thank you for coming out to hear your complaints, and thank you for not rolling on the ground and crying because somebody said your officer needs some help. They need some training. We expect that you get that training for them. We expect you to hold those guys accountable and make sure that the persons that are policing us care about us enough to do the right thing. Not just making us do the right thing, but do the right thing when they get in their car and get it down the road and make sure that we're safe. And not only safe from the crime population, that we're safe from your officers that don't have the right intent for our citizens. I'm counting on you. Thank you, Chief of Police. And I just want to say one more thing. Forgive me. Chief, you're good. Thank you very much. Amen. Mayor, I got one more for you. The mayor, somebody said something about the mayor not being there for me or an individual. The mayor was there. They almost had to pull him out of the crowd to make him say a word because this wasn't a moment for the mayor. This was a moment so we can come together as a community to recognize the family that had a loved one lost, and we can get around and just show them LOVE, nothing else. Show them love and talk about how we can make something. Nobody else had to lose a baby that way. There's not a right answer. Because based on if somebody is at you, you got to make a tough decision sometime. This one didn't work out for our baby. This one didn't work out for our baby. Continue to pray for the family, and if you can afford to go by and make sure mama's still okay, do that. Care enough. One more note. The tax increase from about 2 years ago, was it? We had a debt to the County Public Works. And in order for them to come back and do more than just emergency repairs in our city for our infrastructure, They wanted us to start a plan that would get us back into good graces by having paid some of the exceptional back resources that we hadn't provided in a while. So they can come back and do us a schedule for our internal or our infrastructure repairs and start a maintenance plan. They wanted to make sure that we could start paying them some of the money that we already owed them. Because there was some time we couldn't pay all our bills, you know that, right? And the only way we could get back to where we needed to be, we had to have, I think it was a 50 cents per frontage foot based on the size of the front part of your home. So it's not a trick. It's a way for us to recover and get to a place where we can actually get some maintenance instead of just repair or emergency repair, I should say. So some of these decisions are not being made in a vacuum, and they're not being made like the flick of a pen. No, we got to think about that because I got to pay for every furnished foot for the properties that I own in the city. I got to pay that. So when it comes to you being charged more taxes, more fees, I'm a property owner in the city and I care about you, and I receive the brunt of those additional increases to my finances as well. And I want to tell you that I love, respect, and appreciate you all, and that's all I have. Thank you.
I'm going to rise. I want to thank each and every one of you hearing us out tonight, but I'm tired of games. I am. I'm really tired of games. The Lord put me in this seat and He helped me get the people to get me where I need to be to make a change. Now I thank and praise God for the National Congress of Black Sisters, my sisters, and those who all came out. But I'm not going to play games with the people's mind. Either you're going to do it or not. Either you're going to step up to the plate or step back, because this has been going on too long. And I'm not going to be bought. And I'm not going to take any, because I'm going to need y'all out there. When I get ready to knock on y'all doors and tell y'all to come to the city hall, because they don't want to pass legislation for the lights, I need your voice. Because they've been playing games, and this has been a plan. Come on now, yeah. This ain't just happened. Y'all planned this. And guess what? We're going to plan the game which y'all going to play to get the job done. Because there's no more sitting back and relax and have your friends riding around in their cars, the police cars, like little toys in the middle of the street. I'm going to respect you, Mayor, but you're going to have to respect me and everybody else out there. I'm going to respect each and every one of my colleagues, but y'all going to have to respect them out there. When it comes down to making a decision for life and for you to reject it as on council, something is wrong somewhere. Life is supposed to be happy. These people cannot go back home to their family. And we've been talking about the lights for the longest. This ain't just something new up under the sun. I got to stand up for something or fall for anything. And I'm not falling for anything. Because these people should not even be in these seats anyway, but they here. By the grace of God. We should already have a president that's been here for 26 years. But y'all like to play games. The game is over. This is 2020. We tired of y'all playing with our minds. And every time when you get up, you want to protect the mayor, and the mayor ain't going to protect you when it's time for you to be protected. We got to set this thing straight. And Kareem, we help you get in office. If you like it or not, you might tell them something. Come on. Something totally different. No, it's my time. Okay? It's my time. We helped you. We walked those streets. Me and Chester walked those streets, and you turned your back on it. But you know what? This ain't the first time it happened. Joey Graham did the same thing. Okay? Hallelujah. Everybody up here did the same thing. When it was time for me to take my seat, guess what? They picked Shay Gaddison. Why did they pick her? Because she
she can be turned. She can be used. She can bow down to you. And I'm not bowing down to nobody but God. Because you're not my God. Dr. Guy, I am your boss, baby. I am. If you want to respect me, baby, if you like me or not, you're going to respect me. You definitely going to respect me. Because you've been by too, baby. You've been by too. But I'm going to love you anyway. And I'm going to treat you with respect. And you're going to treat me with respect. And we're going to work together. And we're not going to play no more games with these people and their lives. Ernest Smith, you know you shouldn't be sitting here, but I'm going to respect you anyway. And you can't tell me I'm done, but guess what? At the end of the day, our city needs to rise. We need to get on one accord. If you got to see, I respect you, baby. I'm not mad at you. But at the end of the day, just do what you're supposed to do, okay? You got to see, I respect you. Just do what you say you want to do. We need East Cleveland lights back. We need our roads back. We need our city back. And I don't care who like it or not, because a lot of them didn't put me in office. They wanted me out anyway. But I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. And I appreciate each and every one of you that came out. Because it's time out playing games. And I'm going to need y'all when they come down and knock on that door. When City Hall says that they don't want to do nothing for me. When they don't want to pass nothing like they did Martin. Martin had it planned. He had the plan. He told them that y'all should have passed the speed limit down to 25, reduce it. And they rejected it because they had their own agenda. And now we got death in our house. And guess what? The blood is not going to be on my hand. It's going to be on yours. Because I'm going to stand up today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Gowdy. Hey, 30. So we actually 6 minutes over time, but I wanted to make sure that my colleagues got as much time as they needed. I know McGregor will be putting us out soon, so I will make my final comments real brief as I can. I want to thank all of you for coming out. You could have been anywhere else. It's cold outside, but you came to support our new councilwoman, and I really thank you for that. To our new council people, look forward to working together to continue serving the health interests. I didn't stand. To continue serving the health interest, rights, and needs of the people. To continue fighting for the people. Because that's what the people need, because we all work for the people. I also took a few notes. As far as the 25 and 30 speed limit. Because we are not going to agree all the time, but we still can work together. So when it was first brought to us, Councilman Martin is not the one who brought it to us. The administration brought it to us. The former chief of police brought it to us. Me and the chief of police had a conversation, and I knew from that conversation it was a money grab. The argument should have been with ODOT about the lights. You slow the traffic down to 10 miles per hour, that tragedy the other day could have still happened because there's no lights there to stop the traffic. I live on Strathmore. I live on the corner of that street. Miss Terry is my neighbor. Her children, I see them every day. That light, even though it was blinking on and off, it slowed down and it stopped the traffic. Amazing, am I right? I've been fighting for that light in front of Marlowe's since it got took out. I'm not your normal politician, councilman, and I think most of you know this. We need the people to get involved, because if you all would have got involved, you would have seen and know already what was going on. The ODOT situation, that was before I got on council. But the first time it got in front of me, We had it out, and it's on the record. I've been standing up for the lights since day one. So all this politicking and no one doing anything and all that, you're right. The politicking has been over. As far as getting out here, yes, as our former council person tells us all the time, the council person's job is to allocate, appropriate, and authorize the administration. The administration's job is to do the trees, the everyday, the grass. So we all, as a community, we need to know who to get mad at. If you don't like a law or something that we passed or failed, you get mad at us. If your tree's not cut and your grass not cut, you have a problem with that, you go see the administration. A lot of us don't know who is who, what is what job is what, and we must change that. There's plenty of great things that are going on in the city of East Cleveland. As I look at this table, everybody at this table spends time out there on the streets doing, serving the people. Me, myself, I have different community programs. I see a lot of people in this room who know about my community programs, our community programs, who support our community programs, who do more than just talking. I'm in that seat because the people put me in that seat. If you all remember, some of you remember back in 2012, when I ran and lost and still stayed around as much as a lot of people don't do, it was the great elders of East Cleveland who wanted me to run for office. And I thank anyone who runs for office, especially right here in the great city of East Cleveland, because we have a lot of talkers. So to put your boots on, as Ms. Walcott would say, to get out here and really serve the people. I admire anyone who does that. We need all of you to start. I know a lot of you don't like coming to the council meetings because of what they used to be. In the past 2.5 years, I know some of you wouldn't know this, a lot of that arguing and stuff that used to be going on, it doesn't even happen anymore. But a lot of people don't know because they won't tune in, they won't get involved. They come to these type of meetings just to talk. But I talk back. Now, as far as these lights out here, ODOT has did some great things for us, but we need to come together and we need to get on them about these lights that were taken out. Again, and you know, Councilman Morton made a big thing. We not going to agree all the time, but look at the record, look it up. Look, about 2 months ago, he was against changing the speed limit from 35 to 25. Then all of a sudden, he go talk to the administration, come back downstairs, and all of a sudden, he wants to change the speed limit. And then wants to say that it's something against him, while we know. Me and the mayor have been going back and forth about it, not me and Councilman Nate. And we had a conversation with this today, about it today. So yeah, all the politicking is over. Again, look at the record, you will see that everybody was against the 25, and all of a sudden, he wants the speed limit to change. And I'm only talking about this because I need all of you to get involved. All of you to get involved. You do not have to, the block clubs are nice, great. I spent my time going around when I first got on council begging our great elders to restart the block clubs, and they have. But make no mistake about it, you do not have to join one of the street clubs, one of the block clubs to get your health, interest, rights, and needs served. All you have to do is speak up, stay in our face, we work for you. Ask around, it works. Stay on us. Ms. Walcott, I can name a few. They do not hesitate to grab us, and they know the job of, let's just say, the grass is the administration, but the council are your link when you can't get in touch with who you need to get in touch with. But we need all of you involved. We need all of your eyes, all of your ears. There's no lights. I have a program every morning. I get out here on the street, sacrifice called the Cardinal Watch program. Looking at our youth, at our kids going, you know how back when I was growing up, all of our neighbors knew each other? Yeah. The little old lady right on the street that was everybody's auntie. I thought everybody on my building, on Hayden Avenue, 1646 Hayden Avenue, I thought everybody was my auntie and uncle growing up. We need to bring that back or stop complaining. Period. We have to watch out for one another, especially our youth and our elders. And I don't want to hear nothing about why you don't want to help. Because I've seen elders get on their knees and help the people, banging out floors at the Civic Center when they didn't have to. I know we pay our taxes and everything, but we are in a situation where we need hands on deck. Again, we're over time. I love to see young people, even when he's getting on us. Thank you, Ronald. Every time you come, I'm gonna say thank you, because we need more of you here. The young people, the people.
Mr. Chairperson, before you adjourn.
Hold on 1 second. Understand that the people controls what's going on. Ask around to these to our great block clubs. For example, we have $500,000 allocated to the block clubs and to the streets to serve the health, interest, rights, and needs of the people. Look around at all the trees that have been cut down. The demolitions that have been happening, that's because of you, the great people of East Cleveland. I say it all the time. When I first got on council, it was a list of the demos that were about to happen. I said, Mr. Mayor, have the people have been consulted? He told me the truth, he said no. And we went out there and consulted the people. Every piece of property that has been demoed have came from the people. Again, I grew up on Hayden Avenue, and I saw some of my old buildings that I grew up in and used to rip and run. I was heartbroken. But the people wanted them down. Get involved, I beg of you. You all run this city, not us. The people, we work for you. Never forget that. Thank you.
I want to thank you guys for coming, but I see a couple of people out in the audience with flowers. Why don't you come forward and present the flowers, and then we're going to adjourn, okay? You want to present? Here. Give up. And there's a person back there. Bring your flowers forward so we can get you on camera. All right? You want to give it to Corrine Stevenson? Okay. So you can clap. Go ahead. Keep us in prayer. Okay, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Okay, are there elected officials in the audience? Please stand. Any elected officials? I see Dr. Mary Rice. Raise your hand. Dr. Newman, H.R. Keenan. I see Eda Daniel. I got it right, Eda. And Melodian Price. Those are our elected officials. Give them a round. I see Gladys Walcott and Shirley Fitzpatrick. Those are our elected officials. In the back, our new school board member, Stephanie Walls. Give her a round of applause. Okay? What you witness here is democracy. It's interesting, it's challenging, and we love you. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you.
We want to do proper enjoyment.
Old Mays, councilperson for 10 years. I didn't see the Old Mays. Executive, the teacher wise, okay, principals. Raise your hand, Linty. These are key people, all right? We got good people in here. I'm going to turn it over to the chairman.
I now entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
All in favor, aye.